Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you've ever stumbled upon an old coin tucked away in a drawer or inside a forgotten piggy bank, you might not think much of it. But imagine the shock and awe of discovering that one of those dusty old coins, the 1982 D. Kennedy half dollar, could be worth an unbelievable $36 million today due to its rare minting mistakes and historical quirks that make it one of the most sought-after treasures in numismatic history, turning average collectors into overnight millionaires and sparking a wildfire of interest across social media, online forums, and coin auction houses globally as experts, hobbyists, and investors scramble to verify their own collections in hopes of striking gold with a piece of American monetary history that was never intended to be so valuable, and yet has risen to mythic status due to an explosive combination of minting errors, production variations, and historical context that have made it a coin collector's holy grail. Beginning with the most obvious anomaly, its striking composition, as 1982 was a transitional period in U.S. minting history when the government began phasing out silver in favor of cheaper metals. Yet reports indicate that several Kennedy half dollars minted in Denver in 1982 retained an unexpectedly high silver content, a feature that was never officially acknowledged, thereby creating a subcategory of rare era coins that feature unique weight discrepancies and luster uncommon in regular issue halves. And then you add to that the astonishing number of die varieties, particularly the double die obverse seen in some surviving examples, which show a striking duplication in the words liberty, in God we trust, and even the year 1982 itself, rendering these coins incredibly valuable due to their visual prominence and ease of authentication under magnification. And the story gets even deeper when you consider the low mintage and survival rate of pristine condition 1982 D half dollars, especially those in uncirculated or mint state grades, as years of circulation, handling, and lack of public attention have worn most surviving examples into oblivion, leaving only a small handful of high-grade specimens certified by top grading agencies such as PCGS and NGC, many of which now command astronomical values at auction and are hotly contested by elite collectors, museums, and investors who see not just historical significance but immense speculative potential, and this has driven a dramatic rise in fake or altered coins entering the market, prompting the rise of specialist coin authenticators who have made careers out of identifying legitimate 1982 D rarities by analyzing strike sharpness, die alignment, surface texture, reading consistency, and metallurgical composition, some going as far as to use X-ray fluorescence to confirm the presence of silver or other unexpected metals in the coin's core, which leads to even further intrigue as it suggests that these rare specimens may have been produced on leftover planches from earlier years or mistakenly struck using obsolete dies, a scenario that throws light on how chaotic and unpredictable the minting process can sometimes be behind the scenes. And then you factor in the explosive impact of digital communities where collectors post high-resolution images and detailed findings, triggering waves of new discovery and speculation as thousands of viewers try to compare their own finds, often resulting in new varieties being recognized and catalogued in real time, and this momentum has fueled sensational news stories and viral social media posts with headlines like, "Man finds $36 million coin in pocket change," or "Kennedy half-dollar era coin sells for record price," and while these headlines may exaggerate the frequency of such finds, they capture the genuine frenzy and excitement that surrounds these coins, making the 1982 D. Kennedy half-dollar not just a collector's item but a cultural phenomenon that's been featured in documentaries, podcasts, and even mainstream financial media as an example of hidden wealth hiding in plain sight. And the historical context adds even more spice to the mix, with 1982 being a pivotal year for the US economy facing inflation, unemployment, and the beginnings of a technology boom, all of which indirectly impacted the coinage system through budget cuts, metal shortages, and operational shifts at the mints, possibly contributing to the production errors and inconsistencies that birthed these rare coins, and the image of John F. Kennedy on the coin, immortalizing a beloved American president, adds emotional and patriotic value that increases demand not just among Americans but international collectors who see the coin as a symbol of leadership and legacy. And among the most incredible stories are those of individuals who stumbled upon these coins in old change jars or inherited collections and had no idea of their immense value until they were appraised or brought to auction, and in some cases, these unexpected windfalls have transformed lives, paying off mortgages, funding college educations, or creating new family legacies. And with each newly discovered error or anomaly, the lore of the 1982 D. Kennedy half dollar continues to grow, fueling higher valuations and new waves of interest, especially as new technologies and coin scanning apps make it easier than ever for everyday people to evaluate and identify their own coins without needing to be experts, democratizing access to the hobby and potentially creating the next viral moment when someone posts their verified $36 million coin on TikTok or YouTube. And the collector's market has responded accordingly, with top dealers offering sky-high premiums for authentic specimens, often based on specific traits like full bell lines, clear doubling, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planches, or even coins struck on the wrong blanks, each of which tells its own story of minting chaos and numismatic mystery. And as long as these stories continue to captivate the public, the 1982 D. Kennedy half dollar will remain one of the most iconic, valuable, and emotionally resonant coins in U.S. history, and with auction records continuing to climb and demand showing no signs of slowing, now is the perfect time for anyone holding onto old change to dig through those jars, consult professional graders, and perhaps uncover a once-in-a-lifetime treasure that could rival the most valuable coins ever known. And if this story of mystery, error, and unimaginable worth has fascinated you as much as it has stunned collectors and historians across the globe, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more incredible coin stories, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next viral discovery hiding in plain sight. Next, 1973 half dollar USA coin, another jaw-dropping episode where we dive deep into the hidden world of rare coins that could be sitting right under your nose. And today, we are going to uncover the unbelievable story of the 1973 Kennedy half dollar, a coin that might appear to be just another piece of pocket change to the untrained eye, but has stunned the numismatic world with its mind-blowing value of $34 million, all because of a unique combination of historical significance, rare minting errors, and unintentional mistakes that have made it one of the most sought-after and controversial coins in American history, igniting conversations in collector circles, auction houses, and online platforms as experts, hobbyists, and everyday people hunt down this extraordinary coin in hopes of finding a fortune hiding in plain sight. And what makes the 1973 Kennedy half dollar so incredibly valuable begins with its very origin, a time when the United States Mint was undergoing operational transitions, design revisions, and systemic constraints that led to the creation of certain errors, anomalies, and production irregularities that were never meant to escape the minting facility, but somehow did, leading to the accidental release of a small batch of flawed or improperly struck coins that today are considered numismatic gold. And when you look closely at the details surrounding the 1973 series, you'll discover that the Kennedy half dollar was not released for general circulation in the Denver and San Francisco mint versions, but was instead intended for collector sets only, which significantly limits the number of coins that were ever distributed. And while millions were struck at the Philadelphia Mint for general circulation, it's the rare anomalies from Denver and San Francisco, particularly those with specific error characteristics, that have gained mythical status and astronomical value, starting with the double die obverse, a variety in which the inscriptions such as Liberty, In God We Trust, and even the date 1973, appear doubled under magnification due to misalignment during the hubbing process, a striking and unmistakable visual clue that sets this error apart and commands massive premiums among collectors. And then there's the off-center strike, where the design of the coin is not properly aligned with the blank planchet, leading to a partial image that ranges from subtle displacement to dramatic misalignment, with the most desirable being those with between 50% and 75% off-center while still showing the date and mint mark. And such coins are highly collectible due to their visual uniqueness and rarity. But that's only the beginning of the story, because some of the most prized 1973 Kennedy half dollars are those that were accidentally struck on the wrong planches, Blanks meant for other coins such as quarters or foreign denominations, which not only creates a size and weight discrepancy but adds a level of intrigue and mystery to each specimen, as it points to a rare production oversight that somehow slipped through quality control. And even rarer are examples struck on silver planches left over from previous years, especially given that silver had been phased out of circulating half-dollars by 1971, making any 1973 coin containing silver an incredible find and a possible result of planchette stock being mistakenly fed into presses during the striking process, and metallurgical analysis of some of these coins has revealed unexpected compositions, sparking debates about whether they were intentional test strikes, mint experiments, or outright accidents, and this uncertainty only adds to their mystique and value. And then there's the matter of proof errors, coins intended for proof sets that somehow display matte surfaces, incomplete frosting, or even mirror reverses and frosted obverses due to improper die preparation or mishandling during the striking and packaging stages. And while such proof errors are rare across all denominations, they are exceptionally unusual in the Kennedy half-dollar series, making 1973 examples all the more valuable and desirable, especially those originating from the San Francisco Mint, where proof coins are traditionally struck, and this opens up the conversation to the quality of the dies used during the production year, where it's been reported that some dies exhibited premature wear or misalignment leading to weak strikes, die cracks, cuds, or even retained grease. Errors that obscure or distort part of the design, all of which fall under the category of error coins and can turn an otherwise ordinary 1973 Kennedy half-dollar into a collectible worth thousands, or even millions, depending on condition, visibility, and rarity of the error. And speaking of condition, the value of these coins skyrockets when found in mint state or higher, particularly those certified by PCGS or NGC with grades of MS67 and above, as such coins represent an almost flawless preservation of a coin from over 50 years ago, and when combined with a major error, can easily reach record-breaking auction prices, especially given the low survival rate of such high-quality specimens due to circulation, mishandling, or lack of awareness at the time. And what further fuels the legendary status of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is its role as a cultural and historical icon, bearing the likeness of John F. Kennedy, a president whose memory evokes patriotism, nostalgia, and emotional attachment for many Americans, and this emotional factor adds an intangible premium to the coin's value, drawing in not just hardcore numismatists but also casual collectors and investors who see it as both a tribute and a tangible piece of American history. And social media has only amplified the phenomenon, with TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit teeming with stories of people who found valuable coins in their change, inherited them from relatives, or picked them up at garage sales without realizing their true worth, only to discover later that they were sitting on a small fortune. And this has led to a renewed frenzy around coin collecting as millions scour their pockets, jars, and drawers in search of the next big find. And in the case of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, it has become a focal point of these viral moments, often accompanied by dramatic videos, magnified close-ups, and excited commentary as people share their discoveries with growing enthusiasm. And auction houses have taken notice too, with major players like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers listing 1973 Kennedy half-dollars with documented errors for 6- and 7-figure prices, often with intense bidding wars that draw attention from collectors around the world, including those in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, where American coinage is also highly prized. And as technology advances, so too does the ability to detect and certify errors, with portable devices now allowing for in-hand analysis of weight, composition, and even XRF scanning to verify metal content, giving even casual hobbyists access to tools that once were reserved for professionals. And with this democratization of expertise comes a new wave of collectors empowered to authenticate their finds and potentially cash in on what could be one of the most valuable and unexpected sources of income, a coin that could turn a forgotten drawer into a treasure chest. And the buzz surrounding the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is not just about its monetary worth, but also the thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, and the sense of connection to a moment in time when minting mishaps and historical transitions collided to create something truly special. And each coin tells a story of machines, workers, decisions, and chance, all converging to mint a piece of metal that decades later would become a symbol of curiosity, legacy, and staggering value. And as more examples are found and certified, the price trajectory continues to climb, particularly for coins with multiple errors or those in gem condition. And with so many variations, from die breaks and missing elements to struck-through errors and planchette flaws, the 1973 Kennedy $half remains one of the richest and most complex coins for study, collection, and investment, making it not just a piece of currency but a dynamic asset whose value reflects both its physical attributes and its cultural footprint. And with the current wave of attention and the potential for new discoveries, it's never been a better time to learn, explore, and maybe even profit from the fascinating world of numismatics. And if this incredible story of errors, history, and hidden millions has captured your imagination, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable coin stories, and tap the bell icon so you never miss the next big treasure hiding in your own pocket change. Last 1974 $half USA coin, an extraordinary exploration into the world of rare and valuable coins, where everyday change can be worth life-changing money. And today's astonishing tale centers around the 1974 Kennedy $half, a coin that has baffled collectors, shocked historians, and captivated treasure hunters across the globe due to its stunning market value of $32 million, driven entirely by a remarkable combination of minting errors, rare production anomalies, and unexpected metallurgical mysteries that together have elevated this piece of pocket change into one of the most prized numismatic discoveries in American history. And if you've ever doubted that coins could become millionaire-making artifacts, the story of the 1974 Kennedy $half will absolutely blow your mind as we peel back the layers of what makes this specific coin so desirable, starting with the unusual history behind its minting, which happened during a pivotal time when the US Mint was transitioning through major procedural, material, and design changes following the coinage alterations of the late 1960s and early 1970s that included phasing out silver and standardizing copper-nickel-clad compositions. Yet in that turbulent process, some unexpected results occurred, including a rare number of 1974 Kennedy $half being accidentally struck on leftover 40% silver planches despite silver having been officially removed from circulating coinage in 1971, creating an ultra-scarce batch of coins that physically differ in weight, sound, and metal analysis from the standard copper-nickel issues. And these errors are so subtle that most pass through inspection unnoticed, only to be discovered decades later through detailed metallurgical testing and comparative analysis by experts and collectors, who then realized that these rare planchette error coins were not supposed to exist at all. And what makes them even more special is the possibility that some of them may have originated from test runs or unintentional usage of old stock blanks that were improperly segregated at the mint, which means their very existence challenges the official historical record and creates an instant premium for rarity and intrigue. But that is just the beginning, because some of the most astonishing examples of the 1974 Kennedy $half are those bearing the famous double die obverse error, where misalignment during the die creation process led to obvious duplication on the inscriptions like Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1974 itself, which when viewed under magnification reveals distinct layers and outlines, creating a dramatic visual effect that not only excites collectors but is highly desirable due to its undeniable authenticity and ease of detection. And these double die coins have fetched eye-watering prices at auctions when combined with high-condition grading, especially in MS66 and above, where the coin's luster, strike, and preservation add even greater value to the existing era. And further adding to the 1974 saga are the off-center strikes that occurred when the blank planchette was not properly aligned with the dies, resulting in a coin image that is skewed, cropped, or missing parts of the design. And when such errors retain the full date and mint mark while being at least 50% off-center, they command enormous interest from collectors who seek dramatic and visibly clear minting mistakes. And then there are broad strikes, where the retaining collar used during striking failed, causing the metal to expand beyond normal dimensions and leading to a warped, flattened appearance that makes these coins instantly recognizable and fascinating. And in the case of the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar, such broad strikes have surfaced with other compounding errors like struck-through grease marks or retained die chips, making them extraordinary and unique one-of-a-kind collectibles, and further pushing the limits of imagination are the wrong. Planchette strikes, in which 1974 Kennedy half-dollars were mistakenly struck on blanks meant for quarters or foreign coins, resulting in coins with incorrect diameter, weight, and edge reading, and each of these represents a spectacular minting blunder with extremely low survival chances, hence the multimillion-dollar valuations when discovered in high-grade or certified conditions. And let's not forget the die cracks and cuds that have been observed on various 1974 Kennedy half-dollars, where breaks or failures in the die face caused raised metal blobs, lines, or missing sections on the finished coin, which in themselves are minor errors but when combined with other anomalies like doubling or off-center strikes become exponentially more desirable. And then there are examples where coins show evidence of misaligned dies, rotated reverses, or improperly annealed surfaces resulting in color variations and toning abnormalities that make them stand out in a crowd of otherwise standard strikes. And the deeper you dive into the world of 1974 Kennedy half-dollar errors, the more layers of complexity, mystery, and possibility you uncover as collectors, investors, and even mint employees have come forward with stories, photos, and records trying to trace how and why so many different varieties could have occurred in a single production year, with many pointing to the fact that 1974 was the last full year before the introduction of the bicentennial design, meaning that the mint was already in early stages of preparation, die experimentation, and internal modifications to accommodate the upcoming change, which could have introduced new types of oversight or transitional chaos resulting in mistakes and inconsistencies that would later be detected by modern diagnostics and experienced graders. And speaking of grading, the price leap between a 1974 Kennedy half-dollar in circulated condition versus one in mint state is enormous, with examples certified as MS67 or higher being practically non-existent. And when such coins also contain a major error, their value can instantly reach into the millions depending on demand and auction competition. And high-grade proof strikes from the San Francisco Mint, especially those with cameo or deep cameo contrast, are also highly prized when they include packaging anomalies, planchette voids, or visible strike-through errors which occurred when foreign material like grease, fiber, or dust was present during the moment of striking, leaving permanent traces embedded into the coin's surface, and such strike-throughs can range from minor to dramatic depending on the object and pressure involved. And collectors love these imperfections as they are frozen moments in minting history where the unexpected left its mark forever. And this idea that something so valuable can be born from a mistake is part of the fascination with coins like the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar, which is not only a beautiful representation of President Kennedy's legacy and a symbol of American resilience, but also a case study in how human error, machine malfunction, and sheer chance can collide to produce a once-in-a-generation collectible. And in recent years the demand for these error coins has skyrocketed, driven by increased awareness on social media platforms, numismatic YouTube channels, Instagram collectors sharing ultra-magnified images, TikTok creators unearthing shocking finds from estate sales, and viral news stories of everyday people cashing in on forgotten coins worth more than homes, college tuitions, or luxury cars. And this social excitement fuels more searches, more submissions to grading agencies like PCGS and NGC, and more discoveries of previously undocumented errors or unique strike conditions that only add fuel to the fire. And auction houses continue to break records year after year, with 1974 Kennedy half-dollars fetching tens of thousands to millions depending on condition, error type, and overall rarity. And with more coins being re-examined from old collections, bank rolls, and government-issued proof sets, the chances of uncovering even more valuable specimens continues to rise. And this constant influx of discoveries keeps the story of the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar alive and evolving, as collectors write new chapters and redefine what this coin means to the numismatic world. And its growing fame also increases risk, with counterfeits, altered dates, and fake errors flooding the market, requiring collectors to become more educated and reliant on certified grading, dye diagnostics, edge comparisons, weight analysis, and even non-destructive metal testing using X-ray fluorescence and digital microscopes to confirm authenticity, all of which has spawned a subculture of expert coin authenticators, researchers, and educators working tirelessly to document each new variety, verify finds, and publish databases so collectors around the world can compare their holdings and possibly join the elite group of those who have struck numismatic gold. And this deep level of commitment and shared passion is what makes the story of the 1974 Kennedy half dollar so much more than just a tale of money. It's about mystery, discovery, history, and the ever-present hope that maybe, just maybe, you might be holding the next multi-million-dollar era coin in your hands right now without even realizing it. And with that in mind, if this story sparked your curiosity or inspired you to go check your own coin stash, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more incredible discoveries, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on the next hidden treasure waiting to be revealed.